Hey everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day. We will get started in a minute as more people come on in. And the whitelist for Fruitopia is live, so try and get your mint in if you can. Hey Fruitopia, I have asked you to come up, but I hope you're not having too many Twitter issues. There you go, you're up here. I will give another second for people to come on. Looks like you are at 40% right now, minted, so congratulations. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start with our announcements for the week. The first one is we have upgraded the chain to V15. That means block times are down to 3 seconds per block, and Cosmosm V2 is enabled. There's also the prop to create a stars BTC pool is passing. And if you are going to be at NFT Paris, please find our resident pixel wizard for some goodies. And I know the thing that everyone that's on everyone's mind is the hub merger. Just want to let you know that we're still talking to them. Nothing is final. No decisions have been made. Nothing's been signed. It needs to make sense for both parties, and the community will 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 be contacted, and it has to be a chain decision. So everyone can keep speculating, but there's no definitive plan just yet. And with that, let's go ahead and hear from our project for the week, Fruitopia, with a side guest from Jackal. Welcome, guys.
Hi there, how's it going, everyone? Can people hear me?
Sure can. Welcome.
Excellent. I'm using my computer instead of my phone this time, so hope you're no trouble. But yeah, nice to be here. Thanks for having me on. I'm Tomo, by the way. I drew all of this stuff. Here to tell you a bit about it if you don't know. And yeah, it's on sale. Yeah, last I looked, like yeah, well, 800 gone. I'm not even gonna look now. It's just it's too exciting. Um, yeah, it's the project's called Fruitopia. It's all hand drawn. It's took me about a year to make all this stuff. At first, I just started drawing fruits. A good friend, a shout out to the Rota. She borrowed me a art studio about a year ago, and I was in there one night and I just staring at the ceiling. I was like, I'm gonna start drawing some fruits. I didn't really know why, and then not long after, I learned about this atomic gardening thing, which, if you don't know, like after World War II had finished, and the first atomic bombs had been dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they noticed that the plants were growing like bigger and having better yields, and this was because of the radiation. This mutated the plants, and this led to a movement of irradiating plants, mainly food sources, and yeah, that was atomic gardening where they would use it's still going on now. They use cobalt 60, which is pretty radioactive. It's also used for sterilizing medical equipment and radiotherapy. They're pretty dangerous if you get hold of it, but they would expose plants to this, and some would get good mutations that are useful, and some would just go weird. Some would die. And yeah, I just thought this was pretty mad, and I just ran with this, made this project, and it's completely inspired. Well, a lot inspired by all kinds of things, but a lot by weird cartoons that I was watching in the 90s when I was a kid. Stuff like I was a big fan of one called Toxic Crusaders. What else? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Ren and Stimpy, even The Simpsons. There's even like a nod to the three-eyed fish somewhere in there, I think. And yeah, yeah, these cartoons are a part of me, and the weirdness, and maybe you can see it in the artwork. Not like yeah, any questions? Like, feel free to fire away, or I'll just keep rambling if not.
Yeah, no, the artwork is awesome. They're very silly. They're very fun. Love all the traits, and I really love the marketing and all the imagery you put up about the process. And I even saw some mural, right? You put up somewhere, maybe in Liverpool is where you're at.
Yeah.
Was that you creating it?
Yeah, that was it. That was me with big help from my mate Ben, who's pretty involved in this project with me. Ben is actually, just to give him a shout out, he's like a kind of ambassador for crypto and NFTs in Liverpool, and he shared the same art studio that I used to be involved with, and yeah, he got me onto this Stargaze Cosmos stuff. I was making some Tezos NFTs a few years ago, and then I kind of got involved in other things, and I bumped into Ben, and he was like, "Yeah, check this out," and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." And so yeah, shout out to Ben for getting me on there, and also special shout out to Ben. I know I'm going off topic a bit here. He's the one who made the hookups and connections with the Jackal team, which has been like a big thing. Obviously, this is the first NFT project to mint with Jackal Protocol's new storage. It's super cool. If anyone wants to check it out, go and put your NFTs on there. They're really nice dudes, and like they've got amazing graphics and just a great vision. But anyway, yeah, back to what you said. Yeah, we painted a mural because I've been involved with street art and graffiti since I was a kid. Like just writing my names on the wall and all of that. And I thought, yeah, why not paint a mural? It'll be fun. It'd be good hype. It was Ben's idea, and we made a time lapse of it. It's there on the page somewhere if anyone hasn't seen it. Scroll down a bit. And yeah, it was great fun. It was bloody cold. We were slipping on the ice. No one could get near us when we were painting because there was too much ice around. But it was a good laugh. The only problem was it got painted over by some kid the next day. But that's just what happens with graffiti. I'll go back and paint another one when I got a bit more time. But I just wasn't concentrating my efforts on this project instead of getting into some should I say beefs with some kids in town. But yeah, that's it. One of the big parts of Fruitopia, or as you might say, Fruitopianism, is it's about getting in touch with physical creativity, like hand drawn stuff. It's all drawn on scraps of paper, like little A5 notebooks and stuff. And people have commented on like the texture. Like, people like the textures like that come through in the work. So I thought you can't get more texturesome than painting on an old graffitied wall somewhere. So yeah, and there's going to be more of that. So I'm just gonna keep going with that. As I say, it's a project with legs, and it's going to be hitting more walls soon. So stay tuned.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit more about the Jackal collaboration, how that came to be, and maybe the benefits of Jackal? I think you are the first project minting with hosting on Jackal. Just a little bit more on that.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
change the topic too.
I was like, there's been several times when I've been like, right, this project's finished. I'm gonna do it, and it was like towards the end of last year. I was like, right, okay, it's done. I had an exhibition called Fruitopia in Liverpool too, and sorry if I'm going off topic a bit, but this exhibition, part of it was dropping NFTs by a ball machine. You could get like a code and instructions on how to get on the airdrop. So all those people who came to the exhibition, they got like a physical thing which they exchanged for an airdrop. But yeah, after then I thought, right, I've got to get Fruitopia online. Like I've got to like say it's finished at some point. So kind of finished it up. And I was about to put it online. I was in the Stargaze Discord. I was like trying to get my head around a lot of things because I'm not like a tech guy. I'm an artist, and so I was a bit confused by some of it. So I was doing that. I was looking at the different storage services, and Ben had already told me about Jackal because he's a fan of Jackal, and I was like, I wonder if you can store in Jackal, but I looked into it and you couldn't. And anyway, so I'd pretty much, I think I even like, I either did or I was about to buy one of the services from the other storage providers. And then Ben was like, hang on, hold your horses. And Ben had been talking to Coney Daddy online, and he was like, yeah, I just showed you work with these guys and they like it. So before I know it, like me and Ben and the Jackal guys were all chatting and talking about putting this out on the new thing. So it was just massively good luck with the timing, and shout outs to Ben because I would not have thought of doing that myself. And yeah, then the rest is history. It's the Jackal protocol. I'm sure one of them can jump on and explain it better than me, but They offer a completely decentralized type of storage that's super private. Just what you need. As they say, you don't want all these big cloud, dodgy Google type companies spying on your stuff. You need a secure, and that's what they offer. And so that's it. It's the first on Jackal, and if I'm not if I'm not mistaken, it's also is it the first decentralized NFT to mint ever? Maybe one of the guys can answer that.
That's actually a good question. I wouldn't doubt it, but we would have to look into it to make sure. That's a pretty awesome title to have. We want to make sure. First of all, just happy to be included. The Jackal team is grateful to the Fruitopia guys and Ben as well. Just to make this happen, they're a great team to work with, and obviously a great artwork and a phenomenal vision. So happy to be included. Yeah, as Thomas said just a little bit earlier, we'd been toying with the idea of coming out with a product that was bespoke for NFT collections for a little while. We were working with a golf simulator outside of Web3 for something very similar, and when the Fruitopia guys approached Coney Daddy, who looped me in, it was a hop, skip, and a jump away from what we were doing, and it made a ton of sense. So we've launched a product especially for NFT collections. It's public NFT storage done in a decentralized way. But yeah, with the Fruitopia guys in general, we're just grateful to be included. It's a great community. We're big fans of the Stargaze guys as well. And to offer a product offering that is bespoke for NFT collections is a bit of a no-brainer for us at Jackal.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, looking forward to seeing more projects utilizing Jackal and truly decentralized storage format. Fruitopia, your mint is currently over 50%, and their whitelisted projects are After the Filter, Mad Scientist, Drama Queens, Moonbase, Dracula, and Pad Pals. And it looks like they'll be active for another 12 more hours. Can you tell us how you decided on those projects?
Oh yeah, well, it was hard, but there's some projects that just kind of vibed well with Fruitopia. Like After the Filter is one of my favorites, and that's got this kind of post-apocalyptic vibe, which is kind of goes well, I think, with this atomic gardening theme, and it's kind of post-apocalypse theme, and like Fruitopia. There's Moonbase Dracula. That's like it's just really mad what he's done. It's like it's such a detailed work, and it like just like a kind of sci-fi comic style, and I just see now like, wow, this is really cool. And this is it's on the science fiction kind of side of it again. What else is on there? Mad Scientist, of course. It's Atomic Garden. It is mad science. I was astonished when I found out that was actually a real thing, and I was actually messing with food in that way since the 50s. And there's Pad Pals, which again is inspired by vintage cartoons, and so is Fruitopia. And there's Drama Queens, which is again it's another illustration like a project. So and I just thought these go quite well together. And then there's also the stage one of the whitelist. I know there's quite a few people that wanted to be on the whitelist, and I'm sorry we can't fit everyone on there. So one of the ideas was with stage one, was it can be open to anyone, no matter what NFTs you've got. You don't need to stake anything. You don't even need to have any NFTs. And we wanted something really inclusive like that. And we thought, well, what do people do to get on there? And it just came to me. I was talking with Ben on the phone once, and then the idea just came to me like, yeah, they just make their own Fruitopian, and get an actual piece of fruit, do something physical, like real creativity, hands-on, not digital. No AI, no Google Images, and like sorry if I told anyone off for using those methods, but yeah, made these instructions, hand-drawn instructions, and then yeah, people followed them, and it took off. It went massive. I couldn't believe the responses we were getting. I know there was only like 40 odd that actually made fruits in the end, but like like that post just went nuts. It was like thousands of views. Like people were talking about it. My phone just didn't stop for days after I posted that. So I was like, wow, bloody hell, like this is gonna be fun. And some of the creations that some people made, like have a look in the post, like some of them are just great. It's like there's really cool creative ideas that some people came out with. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I love the fruit art contest you did. There are some really great submissions for that. It was like really fun.
Mm, yeah, and tier three, that's for people who stake Jackal. We wanted to um you know keep this collaboration with Jackal like in the project in some way. There's yeah, just like hang on, yeah, anything else?
Yeah, what's your favorite fruit?
Oh, bloody hell. I don't know. I don't know if I have one. Like, I had a pineapple recently. Like, I don't have a pineapple very often. Like, me and my friend bought one. Like, so, you don't often, I wouldn't often buy a pineapple just for myself. It's only like if you've got someone to share it with. And, yeah, pineapple was pretty good. That was like, as a little reward, after this mad drawing marathon to get the last drawings finished, just before last weekend. I had to stay up 2 nights in a row, just drawing constantly. Again, shout outs to the Rosa. She might be listening for me taking over a table and making a huge mess and acting really strange, like I'm wired. um, yeah, that's it. What else was I going to talk about? I don't know. Ask me some questions.
I guess there's been speculation that L. Ron Hubbard has been involved in this collection, so you had to give a pretty serious answer on that.
I just came across the information. Like, I'm just a disclaimer. L. Ron Hubbard or Scientology, they have nothing to do with Fruitopia. It's a completely separate thing. um, but as it happens, the L. Ron Hubbard did get quite interested in atomic gardening when it came out, and he's got this EV meter or whatever it's called in Scientology that like kind of measures I don't know, measures your some psychic properties within people. I've never done it, but he had one of these meters on plants, and he claimed that plants. He had it on a tomato plant, at least one tomato plant, and he claimed that the plants were sentient and had thoughts. Like so, yeah. And again, that's part of the inspiration behind Fruitopia. It's like I said, all your favorite superheroes and characters. The primary way that they get the special powers is through radiation. You got as I said, some of the cartoons I mentioned. I don't like can't think off the top of my head, but you've got a big one is Godzilla, and that's quite significant because Godzilla's it's quite relevant to the nuclear attacks on Japan, Hiroshima, and Nagasaki. That's like kind of about that. I can't think of any more, but
Um, you've already started off with some pretty fun lore. Do you plan on expanding on that over time, or what's your plan with the collection post mint?
yeah, well, there's definitely going to be more paintings going on. Already got another idea for another kind of street art project related to Fruitopia. Some more interactive projects. I don't want to say too much at the moment. I'm working on like a kind of a book. That's kind of secret at the moment though. So it won't be a big book, but that will expand on the Fruitopian lore. And I'm quite interested in it being like almost Pokemon-esque. Like there's a kind of at the beginning of the Pokemon games, you've got a scientist who tells you about this. And I only actually played a Pokemon game for the first time in my life recently, but I like the idea of the Fruitopians being a bit like this. They're just like beings that you might pop up, you might find them somewhere, and there's you never know when you're going to come across some strange fruit.
Yeah, you've also already created some merch, right? Some t-shirts that people are able to
Yeah,
purchase.
that's right. If you go over to the shop on the Fruitopia website, it's on my profile. you can pre-order some t-shirts. They're screen printed by a mate of mine in Liverpool. Nice quality. I'm wearing one now. um, and also there's stickers. I want to make some stickers. I might have mentioned this before. I think it'd be great. Food stickers are just a really interesting little medium. Anyway, like a lot of people maybe don't pay attention to them. You take up your food before you eat it. I mean, maybe you stick it somewhere and you just throw it away. But there's some pretty cool graphics, and there's quite a good lore just around food stickers and the history. And I'd like to, if you see in the collection, you see some of the Fruitopians do have stickers on them, and I had one making these. But it'd be cool to make some stickers that you can go and put on the actual fruit. So I'm just itching to go down to a fruit market and put my own stickers on the fruit. I think that'd be just such a cool thing to do. And then, I mean, that's one of the things I like about this is that the art is traveling in places where you don't know. It's just getting its own life now, and it's going out there. And the same with stickers, graffiti, and street art. So that's definitely something I want to be working on more. There was already some stickers I made stuck around the streets of Liverpool around about the time of the exhibition. They were just kind of black and white photocopied ones. There's maybe one or two on the profile, and yeah, they're like all withering away now if this wintry weather. But I want to make more. What else? Yeah.
Just it's also a heads up. Yeah, if you have the time and opportunity to make it down to Paris next week, some of the goodies that our team member will be giving out are some stickers from various NFT projects. So if it's not super far, but it is kind of a trek for you.
I can't guarantee it, but I won't rule it out either. Paris isn't super far away from where I am. Let me see how things go.
Yeah, I would love to see those stickers. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, one of the things, also like why I chose fruit. At the beginning, I said I wasn't really sure why I was growing fruits. It just seemed appealing, and it made me think. Back when I was younger, as a kid, doing street art and stuff, and my mum would just kind of look at what I was doing, and she'd be like, "Why don't you paint something nice?" And I'd always joke like a bowl of fruit, and then like the bowl of fruit is just like the classic thing you paint when you're learning to draw, when you learn to paint. It's like a bowl of fruit. It's one of them classic exercises, and that must go back a long time. And like I'm quite interested in like the history of fruit in art. Like it goes back to Adam and Eve eating the forbidden fruits, and the first words from God allegedly are be fruitful and increase in number, which I thought was pretty cool. Like let's be fruitful. And then I've been looking at a lot of old paintings, which this is again like been an inspiration behind this, because back in like say the 1400s, having a piece of fruit, depending on what kind of fruit it was, and where about in the world you were, this would be like potentially a very high luxury. So if you look at these old oil paintings of wealthy people from the 1400s, you see sometimes they've just got fruit in there, like just casually a bit of fruit just lying there on the table. And I think that's really interesting. It's just like they're showing off. Like look at me, I can get an orange. Like there's one painting which has inspired a lot this project. It's posted somewhere on the Twitter. It's maybe people have heard of this, I don't know. But look it up if you haven't, because it's pretty interesting. There's this Dutch painter called Jan van Eyck, and he painted a painting called the Arnolfini Portrait, which is a picture which people don't fully understand what's going on there now. There's a lot of debate. It's about the portrait of a wealthy Italian merchant, Giovanni Arnolfini, and his missus, and they're just standing in a room. On the table on Giovanni's side, there's just casually some oranges. He's just there showing off of his oranges, the sign of wealth. And if you look out the window, it's a tiny detail in the painting. There's a cherry tree in the background. And then from this, you know what time of the year it is. There's cherries on the tree. But the guy's there in his winter coat. I was like, why is he wearing his winter coat? Because he's showing off, because it was a expensive coat to make. And this painting is also very notable because there's a mirror in the background. It's the first painting. It's maybe the first painting painted it on oil on a board in Europe, but it's also the first painting to have the artist paint his own reflection in a mirror as he's painting the picture. And what I think's really interesting about this is it's a PFP. Back in the day, it's an old school PFP. This guy's he's a wealthy merchant. He said this artist who's making cool stuff for the day, and he's like, make me a PFP. I need to show off to everyone. Everyone needs to know this and remember me. And he's like, yeah, all right then. And then on top of the mirror that we has the artist's reflection in there, it says Jan van Eyck was here. And I just thought that's bloody brilliant. That's like graffiti. It's like El Barto kind of level, like in The Simpsons. It's like, like Dave was here, like, Tomo was here, like, a lot of people wrote that kind of thing. We did it as kids, doing it as an adult. Yeah, that's one thing I find interesting is the history of fruit. It's just, it just goes way back. And even like, I think my dad used to say when we were kids, like getting orange for Christmas, like no one gets an orange for Christmas now. Like back then, even like a generation ago, getting an orange was a treat. We've moved on from that a bit now, but like, it just says something about the world we're in there. All these things about fruits. We can look at fruit in lots of different ways.
Yeah, I absolutely love fruit, and that was a great story. I didn't really know about the art history of that. Fruit has definitely like elevated status in many different cultures, right? Like it's used in tons of different religious ceremonies, for doing special occasions like birth of children or marriages. Like I think Buddhists will crack a coconut, right?
Oh,
Yeah, and then like in the Hindu pujas, they put a platter of fruit to give to the gods. And the I think Japanese people, they have the culture, they revere fruit, right? They have some of these like, $1,000 fruits. Over here we have sumo mandarins now, which have kind of made their way, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. It's absolutely delicious. I have one on my table right now. So yeah, different cultures have different status levels for different types of fruit. It's super interesting.
yeah, it's completely fascinating. What was I going to say? Oh, sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Like, someone asked me some questions.
If you could be a fruit, which fruit would you be?
Well, I'm kind of a lemon in my profile picture. And this was one of the first ones that I put together. Like, I was messing around with different combinations, and at first, some of them were okay. Some of them were like not so good. Some of them were great, and then the lemon came out. I was like, bloody hell, this lemon looks cool, and it's these got these kind of like eyes inspired by this like old Daniel Johnson tape. Like he's one of them musicians that inspired Nirvana. If no one knows. And then there's a flea on there. I don't think I'm allowed to tell that story, but and there's a nose inspired by Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy, and it just came together nice. And I like the lemon. The lemon was also the first one I drew, and I thought it's also like if life gives you lemons, don't complain. Turn it into something good, and so that's kind of what the lemon's about. But yeah, I would not just go and eat a lemon. So I mean, I really don't know what my favorite is, and I'm eating a tangerine as we speak. An easy peeler. There's a few of them in there. I like the term easy peeler. It just has a really nice ring to it. And what else? An avocado's okay if you want to go savory. Chili, I like spices. Olives are a funny one again. It's one of the ones you hate when you're younger and you start to like. I don't know. Bananas. I eat bananas. Well, I used to hate bananas, and it was years ago when I used to hate bananas for like most of my life until like I don't know my mid to late 20s, and then I went to a meditation retreat once, and yeah, things were pretty basic in there, and like there was no talking or any communication allowed with the outside world, and so you're kind of sensory deprived. And one day I just thought I'm going to eat a banana. So I ate a banana, and like ever since I've been eating them. Like if I'm doing some exercise or something, I'm definitely going to eat a banana beforehand. But banana can keep you going a long time if you're cycling too, or running, whatever. But yeah, banana would be in definitely my top five. Yeah, what about yourselves?
Oh, I can go on about fruit for a very, very long time. Let's hear from Brady first.
I'm not a fruit guy, but it's for Chinese New Year. We tried to like maximize our luck for this year. Thumbs down, Ruin. That's not a big fruit guy. I don't know what to say.
Why could you not like fruit?
I eat it. I eat a piece of fruit with my high protein breakfast every morning, but it's like I suffer through it. I don't know.
We're gonna have to discuss that poll very soon then.
I don't know. Favorite fruit probably a potato maybe. But I think yeah. But I was gonna say just for Chinese New Year, it's kind of fun. My wife is Chinese, and so we set up like the shrine, and the house is all decked out with Chinese, charms and things like that. That we got like the apples for peace, oranges for wealth, pomegranate for fertility, things like that. So I have a little fruit display in my house, even if it's not my favorite thing in the world. But I wanted to ask Fruitopia a little bit about your process, because you did all of this hand drawn, and usually in NFTs, when people are like, "Oh, this is hand drawn," it often means kind of like digital painting, but these are physically drawn on paper. And I was curious, like, first off, like how big are they, like physically? Each drawing, and also just a bit about that process of taking those. I guess you had to scan them, put together like a generation and stuff. It's a whole lot of work. And obviously there's a ton of care put into really everything you did with this, with like the giveaways early on, with like the little kind of gumball machine where people could get codes and get their first NFT, which is really cool. And some of the stuff you put out promoting it. So yeah, I just wanted to hear a little bit more about the process, because I think it's quite interesting.
Yeah, nice one, Brady. Well, yeah, every one of the actual fruits is drawn in a small A5 sketchbook, like like kind of moleskin, like not an actual moleskin, but something like it. And I had a few of these lying about, and I like them because you can just put them in your pocket and take them with you, like, and you can find some time to draw whenever. Then like if you carry a big sketchbook around, it's hard to be so immediate and portable with it. So I've got these little mini sketchbooks, I can take round and get battered. And when I first started to draw them, I didn't know it was going to turn into this. So I was just drawing like each fruit in the sketchbook is just an actual fruit. I didn't draw the arms and legs on the fruit. They were added later. I think it starts with like a lemon and a tomato, and then like an apple or an orange and stuff. And then afterwards, I was like, right, well, they need to have arms and legs. So then I drew the arms and legs. I drew about 5 different sets of arms and legs before I had one I was happy with. I had one that was like pure, mostly like they've been taking steroids or something. And maybe they could have a go in a future project. I don't know. And then I had like some more realistic ones that were like they just didn't look right. Like having human legs on a fruit. So I ended up with these kind of more cartoony ones, like you see. I added these, and then all of the traits, like for the features, they were drawn on A4 because it was just easier to scan it. Like these little sketchbooks are a nightmare to scan in. Like I haven't got a flatbed scanner anymore. I've only got one of them ones that you kind of roll over the page, and you've got to get really flat and not like move it in too much of a ruddery way. And then the backgrounds, and you can see it was a kind of papery background. I just went through my bookshelf. I picked books which kind of resonated with me. And then I just scanned the paper, like, on the first page, I've often got a page that's completely blank, and it might be like quite well worn, depending on the book. And then with the names of these traits, I didn't just put the names of the books. I kind of made it a bit more cryptic, and I made it like kind of a word which describes it. So you've got like some, without even knowing it, you might have like some Max Ernst on the background of your Fruitopian. Max Ernst is one of my favorite artists. He's like a surrealist from Germany. He was like making collages back in the day. and he did some weird stuff, like, like he would like put bird heads on people or whatever. Like he would chop up like old magazines which had these kind of very intricate line drawings, which is again like the kind of thing that inspires my style. Like these drawings are super detailed. So there's like, well, so I'm just looking at my bookshelf now. I've got a book. Again, it's a German book that one of my friends bought me, the Kleine Hexe, the Little Witch. It's it's an old battered book she had when she was a kid. And I'm just looking now. I've got some. I think I've got Hagakure, The Way of the Samurai on there. What else? I've got The Philosophy of Andy Warhol, a bloody brilliant book. If not read that. I think I might have the Unbearable Lightness of Being on there. Another great book, classic. Just trying to think, what else is there? Well, there's like 20 odd, I can't remember, but I don't want to go on about just the backgrounds because that's just a piece of paper, and I kind of built on that. And I wanted to have like a kind of like almost 1950s feel to them, because it's coming out of this kind of nuclear, age of like nuclear terror, when this kind of beginning of the Cold War kind of time, and so I wanted to look a bit vintage in some way. So, well, anyway, to get back to the process, after scanning all these drawings in, I would assemble them. I would put them into Photoshop on my really old computer that sometimes can't handle it properly, but then I would layer them. I would make kind of like gradients. I would then bitmap the gradients, so you got like this kind of dotty kind of comic texture, like in old comics, and then I'd put that through some filters and stuff, and I'd build these up in layers. So you might not know it, but like looking at even something simple like a nose, or like something, it might have 10 layers in Photoshop, and that's why they have like a lot of depth. Also, like before I did this project, a lot of my work has not been that colourful. I've normally been quite a monotone artist, or not using a lot of colours, and then for this one, like, it's just a super colourful project, and I don't know how like I did it. Like it just came naturally. I've moved into colour, and it's like it's a first for me. And I'm just really feeling that. So yeah, I used to assemble a trait, I used the Hashflips art engine, which I think a lot of people use. This can randomly mix up your traits and all of that. And then some of them I just assembled by hand. Some of them are like certain traits in certain orders, so I put them together in the old-fashioned way manually. There's some special ones in there which are super rare. Maybe someone's got some super rare ones by now. I don't know what the maintenance stage is like. And these are like, just full-on one-offs. Some of them are inspired by the other projects on the whitelist, and I've posted them recently on the Twitter, so have a look. Yeah, that's about it. Like, I'm just like, what's important for me, or like my style, is to just make things by hand. That's where I get quite a buzz. Like, and I think we live in a time where we're spending too much time on screens, and it's not good for us. I speak for myself anyway, and I don't want to knock it too much, because look at this. It's a digital project. It's getting out to like hundreds, maybe thousands of people. Like and look, we're all having a good chat here thanks to the internet and modern technology. That's pretty great, and I don't take it for granted. But I like to get back to basics as well, and do that with my art. I'm into screen printing, as I said, graffiti, illustration, and I really like old pens. I collect all kinds of pens as well. Got a massive collection of pens. Got a whole drawer full of them. His Fruitopia ones are mainly drawn with rotring isographs, which are one of my favorites. They're just like a pen that lasts forever. You can refill them. You can take them apart to absolutely every component, and yeah, they last you forever. There's also a similar pen made by Faber-Castell. It's got a less memorable name. Where is it? I'm on my desk now. Faber-Castell TG1F. Yeah, and that's potentially slightly better than the Rotring. Sorry if I'm getting too nerdy on pens here. But Faber-Castell has like a little tiny piece of sponge in the top of the cap. You can unscrew this, put a couple of drops of water in there, and then screw it back on. And that ensures that your pen doesn't dry out if you leave it for a while, which inevitably you're going to do. But anyway, I don't want to talk about pens the whole time. Yeah, ask me some more questions if anyone got any.
I see SK's listening today. I'm sure he's enjoying the pen talk. Very analog guy. Yeah, that's all really cool, man. And yeah, I think there's like this is cool, like kind of retro futurist aesthetic to this collection, and like it feels like something I might see from like if I don't know, found an old textbook from like the 60s or 50s, you know what I mean? Which is really awesome. I think that comes through really well. One more question I had just before. I think Homestead maybe came up with a question, but I was curious. Like, so you're really offline, I think, right? I think you're not a Twitter guy.
Not normally, no.
Not much of a tech guy. Yeah. So what about like Web3 and NFTs kind of appeals to you, and also like with the Jackal connection? Because yeah, like your most of your art is physical. This message of like getting back to the real world and stuff. So I was curious how that how Web3 fits with you for that.
Well, I got into NFTs when they first came out, or first got big around about 2019ish, and I just kind of like, well, bloody hell, what, this is crazy. I just like the idea of it. I was already a little bit of a fan of crypto, but I thought like it's a little bit boring crypto, even though it's a cool idea. And I've seen this kind of visual side to it, and I was like, wow, this is great. And it's a way of getting your artwork out there to like places where you don't even know. Like people have got Fruitopians in their wallet now. I don't know where they all are, and I find that really cool. It's similar to doing street art. You put it in the street and you go away, and you don't know who's going to see it. It's out there in the wild. So that kind of side of it really appealed to me. I did some stuff on Tezos, and I had a lot of fun on there. I didn't make much money, but it was a lot of fun. I did some quite experimental NFTs on there, and yeah, it's kind of like I've actually been living like off grid for some years. I live on a boat, so I'm kind of quite out of the way, like a lot of the time, and close to nature. Sometimes, where I'm at the moment, a little bit industrial, but and yeah, this kind of like I'm not one for like everybody knowing me business. Like I'm a bit of a private kind of guy, and the Jackal thing's just great. Like I just like the idea of that, like being able to store your stuff and like nobody's messing with it. Like I've got like some people probably think I'm paranoid. I've got like an open source phone, like 'cause I didn't want Google in my phone. Like it doesn't work with some things, but yeah. So the crypto NFT thing is, I think it's got a lot of potential, and it's like and I'm just learning now. Like there's a pretty cool community around here, and it's nice to get involved and chat to all you guys and make these new connections and see where things go.
Yeah, awesome. It's a thoughtful answer. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries. Anyone else got any questions?
Yeah, looks like we have Homestead up here. Also, if there's anyone else that has any questions or comments, please request to speak. We'll get you up here, or you can drop a comment in the thread below.
Not really a question or anything. Mostly just came up here to be the pleb that I am, because Brady decided to call potato a fruit, and pretty sure he knew that would troll me a little bit. And he probably thought he could, because I told him I was feeling under the weather. And here I am, bro. So there you go. You got it. You trolled me. You got me. But anyways, I vibe with that bit about the oranges. I vibe with that bit about the oranges in the stocking. I would get that for Christmas as a kid. And I think it's cool what you were saying about not being much into color stuff in your art previously. Because like, I feel like, NFT Bros kind of like the vibrant colors and stuff throughout the collection. And kind of seeing some of them popping up on the timeline and stuff. He did a great job with the colors. So awesome stuff.
So thanks, Homestead. Yeah, it's been great to work with color. It's it's a new chapter for me. Looking forward to putting the color into more murals and stuff as well. Stay tuned for that. And actually, a potato shares a common ancestor to the berry or the tomato. The tomato and the potato actually in prehistoric times, right? And I see they're related to some kind of berry that grew on the ground, which we no longer have. It's almost a full
Eggplants are in that family too.
Yeah, I'm not like claiming to be a professional botanist or fruit expert or anything, by the way, but it's just something.
Neither of us, bro. I grow some of my own through it. That's all. I don't know how radioactive it is. I hope it's not too bad, but I realize there's probably some heavy metals and stuff in my dirt. Wasn't my control.
Yeah, radiation I find interesting. You know, there's this where everyone knows it's bad. You can get cancer, but at the same time, like we need it. The sun's giving us good radiation, and like mutations are like in not necessarily bad. Like maybe we're mutating in small ways all the time. Maybe like neurodivergence, people on the spectrum, maybe that could be considered a slight mutation. These mad scientists and creatives, maybe the small way mutants. I find that quite interesting. And there's a lot of radiation, like that's just natural, like bananas are naturally radioactive, and there's from nuclear tests that have been going on. There's all kinds of radiation in the world. There's a lot of things that are like bad for us out there. But maybe it's good as well. There's a theory which I found interesting, which I've read about a while back, is what's it called again? Right on notes, radiation hormesis, and this is a theory that's debated. It's not like set in stone, but some scientists, uh, trying to agree on this. That in fact, maybe small amounts of radiation can be beneficial, and one of the things I read about is this cobalt-60, which they used for atomic gardening. It's used in medical appliances, and every now and again, like say a radiotherapy machine might end up in the scrap yard, and guys don't know what it is, and they'll just scrap it, and it'll end up getting melted down and mixed into the metal supply. It'll end up in the steel. I am a metal worker as well, so that's something that interests me. And it's something I never thought to be concerned about. There was an incident in Taiwan in the 80s when some contaminated radioactive steel got out there and ended up in 17,000 apartments or something. And the people who lived in these apartments, they found that they didn't actually all get sick or get cancer as much as they thought. In fact, the rate of cancer was lower than the general population. And this led to the theory that maybe a little bit of radiation's good for you, and it can harden the immune system or in some ways or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot to read about that. And there's interesting what's it called? It's a slightly different topic. There's an interesting animation I posted somewhere on my Twitter a while back, and I think everyone should check out. It's by a Japanese artist. His name's Isao Hashimoto, and he made a kind of old school computer game, like 8-bit style animation of every nuclear explosion that's ever happened. And it's like, I think it's like 1 second is 1 year in this animation, and it goes from like 1945 to like the 90s or whenever he made this, and it's kind of quite chilling. You see, like, as it gets into the thick of the Cold War, you see, like, this map of the world, and it's just getting blasted, and you think, what's this doing? What's this doing to the world? What's it doing to us? It's doing to the nature and to our food. Yeah, check that out if you're taking some notes. Isao Hashimoto's nuclear animation. And I'm just churning on a bit now. So, has anyone got any questions?
It's gonna give another call for anyone who would like to come up and have any questions or comments for Fruitopia here. Fruitopia, what do you have any advice for people who would be doing their first collection on Stargaze?
Oh, bloody hell, let me think. I feel like I'm just a newbie myself. But I would say the Stargaze guys are good, especially Brady. Like, Brady's help has been absolutely invaluable. Like helping me get my head around some of this tech stuff, which there's no way I would have handled on my own. I would have been there scratching my head for a while before I worked some of that out. But I don't know. I would say just start drawing. Just start it. Like, that you don't have to know where it's going to go. Just do something. Do something that interests you. and see where it goes. And like I find the more you get into something creative, like the more like new paths it opens up, and you end up like I end up anyway, like researching all these different hard things that are related to the topic, and you just end up going on a journey. You don't know where it's going to go. That's really exciting for me. And so I would say, don't worry about taking it, just start it and see where it goes, and that's the fun. Like enjoy the journey rather than thinking about the destination.
Thank you. Looks like we have a guest up here. Did we? Oh, I think they.
I sent them another invite. Sorry, I think it was Dorata. I accidentally denied you, but then sent another invite.
Yeah, let the Rosa speak. The Rosa's been an absolute angel, helping me with this. Like she's the one who followed me at Art Studio. Is whenever I'm in Liverpool, she's like let me like crash a brace and make a mess on the kitchen table or the dining room table. Yes, and I owe the Rosa a big shout out. There's also Ben. Ben is like, he's just up for helping the artists of Liverpool out. I'm lucky to be one of them. The Jackal guys again. I'd love to give a shout out to you because this having been involved with you guys and having this collaboration has just made this into such like a magical project, like one of a kind. So yeah, thanks to everyone, and thanks to everyone who's been buying me NFTs and buzzing off it on the Twitter, on checking out the website. There's a Telegram group as of today as well. Like, so get on there. I can't guarantee to be saying any great things in there, but come and join in. Like, get involved, mingle with other Fruitopians, and stay tuned for what's coming.
Hi everyone. Big congratulations, Tomo, on your project. It's really wonderful to witness its fruition. I just wanted to share a very quick experience related to it. Last Monday, I've created my fruit to enter the whitelist. But the sun was shining here in Liverpool, so I thought, okay, you can't wait. The sun will not wait. So I ran to the park and I took my fruit with me, right? And decided to go like near the lake and at near the birds. So I put my little Fruitopian on the pathway. And seriously, like each person, each dog that passed by was just like stopped and like make a comment, feeling like, oh, this is so nice. So many smiles, so many joy. And then like 5 minutes after that, like one dude happened to be from Minnesota traveling in Liverpool, just stopped by, and he was just mesmerized by the fruit again. He just asked us many questions like, oh, how is he, like how old, like what is he up to, and he just gave that amazing ideas to just like cover the Fruitopian in the fruit, in the bird food, and see what happened. So we did it, and like loads of birds came over and just started to interact with the Fruitopians, little Fruitopians. We took photos. So it made me feel so happy, and I just felt like Fruitopians will invade the planet Earth with their fruitful, juicy, positive weapons, with that message for humanity to just expand their life and become creative and joyful and create so much value. So yeah, again, it's just I'm celebrating today with you. Yeah, and looking forward to what's next. And I'm going to continue supporting you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much, DeRosa. Like, yeah, DeRosa's been absolutely great with supporting Fruitopia. She's been there helping with the exhibition a lot as well. And that's one thing I'd like to add is there's the Fruitopia. I would say it's a peaceful project. It's about positivity, and there was a movement that the Atomic Garden grew out of. This was like Atoms for Peace, and it was largely a propaganda thing, but I like this, that if you look at the traits and stuff, these Fruitopians, there's none of them have any weapons or like aggressive traits. It's all about good vibes and positivity. So I'd just like that to be known.
All right. Thank you very much, Dorota. Gonna give a last call out here. If there's anyone who has any questions or comments before we wrap it up. Our poll so far is about 2/3 of the people think fruit is a dessert and 1/3 do not. This was a kind of a contentious issue that I've had in my life, that a lot of people don't consider fruit a dessert. So I was very curious to see the feedback here. I've always gotten fruit as a dessert from my mom back in the day, so I continue the tradition. But it is a hot button topic with some people. It looks like we have another speaker, another guest up here. Welcome, Ben. This is Ben. Welcome, Ben.
It's been on, but just want to say, Tolo, congratulations. It's been a bit of a journey. I'm here with Sarah and Tony, and we're having a Fruitopia, and I'm just saying congratulations. It's been a mission, isn't it? But thanks to the Jackal team, Stargaze guys. I'm made up for you, mate. Just made up for you. I don't like speaking on these because it's just one of them, but here you go. Here's Tony.
I'm okay speaking. Anyway, it's just a quick one to say, do you want to elaborate a little bit more on the Fruitopia graffiti that you did and how long it lasted? I just think it would be a good analogy so people realize how important your work is, but how temporary it can be. Talk about the sabotage one.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, like, it's very clear when you're doing graffiti that like it's such an impermanent thing, and you've just got to be there and appreciate it while it's there. You don't know how long it's gonna last, just like anything in life. So yeah, the graffiti it was I think it was about 9 hours. We did a little bit one day, and then it got dark because we had a late stop, and then the next day we really hammered it like 9 hours, and then the next evening some shit painted over it the next day, and just what happens. It's life. It's graffiti. Yeah, you might make something nice. Someone ruins it, but you just keep going.
Or at least you got documentation, but also a huge congratulations that I believe you sold half of them so far.
Bloody hell, yeah. I'm not even looking because it's I just get too distracted. But yeah, thanks a lot, Tony. And Tony's also like a diamond in the Liverpool creative scene. Tony's been running the studio that I've been involved with. Seriously, we were on some like kind of Andy Warhol shit years ago. We had like big loft space. You could ride bikes around there, do all kinds of mad stuff. Even like we go even longer back, we had like another old warehouse kind of townhouse where the first mayor of Liverpool once lived, and then they ended up giving it to a bunch of artists, and we went mad in there. Like we did all kinds of crazy stuff.
Smash tiles up.
Well, Wolstenholme was a very special place, though. But I'm sure the thing is about you, though, Tomo, is that you've got a history of being a very prolific artist throughout Liverpool, but throughout like Europe and the world. And this, at least with the NFT project, gives people the opportunity to see you on a larger scale.
Yeah, definitely does.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, both are.
Yeah.
Take it easy,
Thanks a lot, everyone. Really nice to hear from you. And yeah, that's they're my homies from Liverpool. Everyone, give them all a big round of applause because they're always there in the corner. They're like Fruitopia since day one. Check out Ben's special profile picture as well. Like he's been so helpful and invaluable. Like yeah, I had to make a custom one just for Ben. So check that out. Like super rare. He's not gonna tell it though, so don't ask him.
They'll say your bastards.
See you later,
Nice one. See you later. Catch you tomorrow.
Thanks a lot, Benon. Fruitopia, as we wrap up here, is there anything else you'd like to mention about your project or yourself before we call it a day?
There's nothing in particular that springs to mind. No, I think I've covered most of the things I would have liked. Yeah, I'd just like to give a thank out to this like brilliant community that's been growing around the Fruitopia. It's just I never knew it would be as cool as this. Like, I just really didn't know what to expect, and it's been such a surreal journey. Like, especially this last week or so. Like, it's been very intense. Like, it's just been magical seeing it all come together. Like, seeing it on the front page of Stargaze after like over a year ago, just checking out Stargaze after Ben first showed it to me. I was like, oh yeah, I think I could do something on there. Yeah. And like every now and again, I'll just look at Stargaze and see what's going on. And then obviously now I'm there on the front page and I'm like, wow, bloody hell, it's like living the dream. And like, yeah, thanks to everyone for making it happen. And stay tuned. Fruitopia's certainly got some places to go. Like it's the special NFT, a piece of history there. So hang on to them, tell your grandkids about the Fruitopians, maybe pass them on to your grandkids one day, and or someone else's. And then yeah, just stay tuned. We've got some more like analog projects coming out, interactive things. It's a big thing for making artists, making interactive things. I could give you one example, like in the Fruitopia exhibition. I'll post this soon because I haven't done it. I made some giant matchsticks because it's just a fun thing. Like it's like I'm looking back to like childhood fun things that I was into, and one of them was playing with matches. I made some giant matchsticks. Made a giant box based on like a classic design from over here, and in the exhibition, people like could get an opportunity to strike a match, a giant match. They're about 50 centimeters long, and they really went off. They really went off. So some of the Fruitopians, they've got a matchstick in their hand. That's what that's about. And a lot of the traits have got stories behind them. It's not just like, oh, just do this. It's like a lot of traits on the Fruitopians have got quite deep and sometimes cryptic meanings behind them. So feel free to ask me about any of the traits if you want. Like I'm gonna dive more into it. Like I think there's some surprises in there. Like I think people might get some interesting ones, and there's a story behind the vast majority of them. So and just stay tuned. I'm thinking now, like, yeah, different ways of like bridging this analog and digital world together and make it fun. That's the main thing. It's got to be fun. It's fun. It's positive. It's something fun to be involved in. So yeah, just stay tuned, everyone, and thanks a lot for all your support. And yeah, that's it. Like.
Yeah, thanks a lot for producing this amazing art. And I just want to remind everyone that the whitelist is live right now, and there's a lot of chatter going on in your Telegram, and people are posting their mints there. So remember to join. Also, a shout out to Brady, Sturdy, and Sirkin, and everyone else at Stargaze that helps make this happen. Without these guys, we would not be here talking and admiring all this great art. With that, everyone have a great Fresh Mint Friday tomorrow, if we make it there, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Thanks a bunch. Nice one. See you, everyone. Bye.